What is going on, everybody? Thank you for joining us here for another Victory Monday here on GG Sports Podcast after the Vikings absolutely demolished the Texans by a score of 34-7 at home at US Bank Stadium, moving to 3-0 on the season. It's a good day. We got good news on the injury front, which I'm sure we'll talk about a little bit here. But Jamie, how are you feeling? How did you wake up feeling this morning? How have you been feeling all day after this huge win for our Minnesota Vikings?
Man, I don't think there was one. Like, there's a lot of optimism. I mean, I might have been the only. Well, and now everybody out here wants to say they said 17 and no, but I'm pretty sure I'm the only one that actually said that. But even I didn't actually mean it, and I don't think any fan, I can't imagine anybody expected this team to be where they're at right now, which is like, it's giving you. I mean, I'll say it right now. I think this is probably the greatest start from a Viking season I've ever seen out of us, as far as the teams you're playing and how bad you're beating them. But before I keep going here, let's do some shout outs because we got some of our guys in the building. Nick Riley, we whooped the Texas ass for 60 minutes. Exactly. Top three. They were in most power rankings. They were top three just a week ago. Again, we came in an underdog this week. Wouldn't have it any other way. Chance to gain some more ground in the division. Facts, which again, we are underdogs this week as well. Yeah, exactly, dude, which is crazy. And we'll talk more about the Packer game a little bit at the end of the show. And of course, we'll have our pregame as well later this week. Hashtag Skol. Yeah, of course, everybody, another show, another Jordan Addison rookie card giveaway. So get the hashtag Skols in the comments, like the video, and subscribe if you have not already. Man, we're turning this bitch up. This whole season. I'm going to get more and more giveaways, better giveaways, because I wasn't coming into this season. I thought this was going to be kind of a wash season. Not completely, not as much as some people did. But
which one is it, wash season or 17-0?
17 and I mean, I knew it was going to be a 17-0 season this entire time. What was I talking about?
I've never heard of a wash 17-0 season. That's pretty impressive.
Hey, that's what this team. That's what the bar we're holding. We're holding that bar high this year. You know what I'm saying? Let me keep going here. We got Russell in the building. What's going on? Bob in the building. What's good? To Tone. Let's go. To Evil. I see you. Hi, Casey and Jamie. What's going on, my guy? Adam in the building. My boy Ray here. What's up? Speaking of my boys, Gary in the building. Gary. What else we got in here? Who am I missing? Mark Phil. Welcome in. GG's. Darren Wang in the building. Let's go. Casey, Jamie, what's up, guys? 3-0. Let's go. Will the Thrill from 58. Could have made it from, honestly, could have made it from
good for another 10 yards, I would think.
Yeah. Dude, that was nice. I mean, the accuracy, but who cares? Accuracy.
Hey, Kevin O'Connell thinks he tried to knock it off the upright, so maybe it was all planned. He is that accurate.
He's that good. Let's go. Kinetic in the building, my guy. Hey, Kinetic, by the way. And George, I guess I'll bring it up again when George comes in here. But SK's the cards that you won with the with our Skol Fest show, he's just gonna mail them to me, and then I'll mail it out to you guys. So I'll keep you updated on that. Nora's in the building. Let's go. 8 to 10. Dude, we're killing it out here. Let's go. Let's keep it. Yay. My cousin's in the building. GG. Let's go. Trying to catch up here. Big railing. My God, let's go. Hashtag Skols are in. Getting to the bottom here. Let's go. Anyways, yes, back to the show. Hey, that works for me. Hey, absolutely, bro. We got you. Man, I mean, there isn't anything else to say. I guess I want to start like this real quick. And I said this on Bleacher Report, and I've said this. I think I literally have it in the description. As this is how crazy this season has gone. And we mentioned it before this third game, but it was like the game number one was to see like, how good is this team? Can it be? Or like, what's the season going to look like? Like nobody really knew. We gave ourselves 9 wins. There's people who had us. I think Vegas literally had us at 6.5. We felt like it was better than that, but we felt like we have all the talent in the world to be a good team this year. It really came down to the quarterback position. That's what game 1 was all about. What can this team be? Or at least are they going to be good? Are they going to be bad? And Sam Darnold came in and passed that with flying colors, ends up winning, dominating the Giants. Now we know, like, okay, we're not a bad team, right? Going to the 49ers, team that just came off a Super Bowl. And that was the game where it was like, okay, if we beat them, now we're feeling like a playoff team. Like we could be a playoff team here, or at the very least playoffs. That's what it's kind of feel like. And then we whooped their ass, and then that's kind of what it felt like. And then leading up to this game, me and you both were like, if we win this one, this isn't just playoff team anymore. This is like, are we legit contenders against going again up? First off, game 2, 49ers run heavy offense. Everything is kind of built around the run in Kyle Shanahan's offense, with obviously, with how everything they've made with Christian McCaffrey and Debo did play. Christian McCaffrey didn't play. And then this game was like the completely opposite from an offensive standpoint. High flying, 4 good wide receivers with CJ Stroud, and we stopped them both. And that's why we were saying, like, if we win this game, this isn't just a playoff team. This isn't just a good team. This isn't just a playoff team. This is a contender team. Arguably, so far, if you're going to say which team has been the best so far this season, in my opinion, you got to say the Vikings for the competition that they've been playing. And then on top of that, this is without having Hawkinson or Addison, and honestly, Pace and Turner this past weekend as well. So, man, it's crazy. It's crazy. This is going way different than most people expected, and we're just along for the ride now. It's always nice when your bar set low and then you're just beating the shit out of it. But yeah, What's your thoughts on all of this?
I guess first off, super pumped to hear the Sam Darnold injury is minor. It's just a knee bruise. Odds are, not odds are, a very, very, very great chance he ends up playing on Sunday. Kevin O'Connell said it's just see how it reacts throughout the week and monitor it, but it's not going to be an issue. But yeah, coming out of this game, how can you feel anything officially after hearing the news on Darnold? How can you not feel anything other than this team has a real shot to make some noise here, right? Mm-hmm. And this next game, you could argue, is going to be one of the biggest games of the year. It's your first division game against the team that's playing really, really well right now, even with Malik Willis. So it's going to be a fun matchup. And the big thing is, after this last game and seeing how we've played these first 3 games, we were talking about it before we hopped on here. There's been some other seasons, right? Like, I guess 27. We'll talk about them all. There's been some other seasons that we've seen. 2016 is the first one that jumps out, right? Like Teddy Bridgewater goes down. You bring in Sam Darnold. We had a slew of defensive touchdowns, special teams touchdowns. Started off 6-0, ended up 8-8, right?
Yeah.
2017 with bringing Sam Darnold, or Sam Bradford gets hurt. Case Keenum starts. We go 13-3 that year. But you're just waiting, and it finally happened. You're waiting for the wheels to fall off, and it did. In the playoffs, you're going that whole season thinking like this isn't sustainable. The Minneapolis Miracle thing, like eventually it's gonna bottom out. Then we had 38-7. Then 2022, we 13-4, but we're winning all these 1-score games, and you think to yourself, this defense is so bad. Eventually, the wheels are gonna fall off here, right? And now this year, you're looking at everything that's happening, and you're like, no, this is sustainable. Like this defense that Brian Flores is coaching, he finally, like as we've said, this is the first year he's finally had the pieces he wants on this defense. Kevin O'Connell said it himself. He sat down with Flores in the offseason and they talked about what kind of players they wanted to bring to this team. And they did. And you're seeing the defense is great. Offense, we knew as long as Sam Darnold played well, he was going to be good. And I think there's still some of the doubters out there that are thinking, but eventually the wheels are going to fall off and Darnold's going to show his true colors. I don't think so. I think this is the year that Kevin O'Connell proves that he is the stud offensive play caller, leader, genius, offensive mind head coach that we all expected. I think, Darnold, he had about 4 plays where you're just like, I don't know if I'd like you making that play, but you respect the effort, right? He's trying to move around the pocket, trying to make things happen. So to me, the big difference this year, and as you said, every other Vikings team we've watched, maybe other than 09, but the biggest thing to me is all of this feels like it's sustainable all year long. This is just a really well coached and talented football team. Because the only reason people were saying 6 wins was because of the quarterback. They didn't think Darnold would be able to do it. And now we're finally starting to see Darnold's one of those guys. If you surround him with the pieces and you have a coach that keeps him with a calm mind and steady hand, this is what this team can be. And we're fine. It's all finally coming to fruition. This is the team that Kwesi and Kevin O'Connell envisioned when they took over. Maybe minus the rookie quarterback, but it is what it is. Kevin O'Connell wanted Sam Darnold here. He brought him here, and we're finally seeing why. That was very, very long-winded. But at the end of the day, my biggest thing is this is all sustainable. And as long as health stays relatively good, we can keep it going. Plus this year, as opposed to last year in 2022, we have a legitimate running game. So I'm pumped, man. This team is legitimate for real. And Again, but I think we all want to just be like, yeah, we're Vikings fans. It's gonna fall off eventually. Just enjoy it. Just enjoy the ride. It's a great start, and I think we're gonna keep it going.
Yeah, like you said, man, it just doesn't feel. It just feels sustainable. And we're gonna dive into the coach stuff in general, but
like 2022 under Kevin O'Connell, a lot of it felt fluky, right? Like
right.
turnovers,
Yeah, coming backs and
but none of this.
Kirk Cousins not scoring for 2 quarters at a time.
Right,
and we're gonna go in our winners and losers. And spoiler alert, the coaches are gonna be on there, so we can dive in a little bit deeper when we get into that. But yeah, man, as far as just the defense goes, it just feels like there's no reason why that defense should slow down. And then, what we've done on offense without Jordan Addison and TJ Hawkinson is completely fucking insane. And that's one thing that, like, the rest of the league and anybody else, all the Viking fans know this, and I'm sure the rest of the league kind of knows that, but I don't think people really understand. Like, we're doing this without TJ Hawkinson and Jordan Addison, two of the best. Hawkinson, for sure, one of the best players at his position. And then Jordan Addison, I mean, in my opinion, talent-wise, I think he's top 20 wide receiver in the NFL and definitely can be. So that's significant to me. But let's move on to our winners and losers of this game. Let me hit a FT Maddie in the building score, everyone. I'm celebrating yesterday. Let's go. The Black Al Bundy in the building. Hey, initial thought, we the shit.
All we needed.
Hey, let's go. Let's go. Tycoon,
I saw you,
bro. I saw you, bro. Rap calling you out again, my guy in the building. Yeah, so let's go. And of course, giving away the Jordan Addison rookie card. Hashtag Skol in the comments, like the video, and subscribe. Hopefully, injury report sounds like there's a good chance that we might see him this week. There's a good chance that we see him, Dallas Turner, Ivan Pace Jr. all coming back this week, which is huge. So get the hashtag Skols in the comments, like the videos, and subscribe, like I said. We're going to go through our winners and losers. We're going to bring up the gauntlet. I did some graphic changes up, so I'm excited for y'all to see that. One thing I do want to say to you guys, and, maybe I'll drop the email in here at the end of the show, just so if anybody in here, so we're trying to do something with these segments. We're trying to change things around. If anybody has any ideas for us, or if they like something we do or don't like something we do, you guys should hit us up on email. Like, I remember during the off season, you guys, I think it was Big Railing and Gary and everybody was in here and asking us, like, what can you guys do to help us out? And I would probably I think the best thing you could do is probably give us your opinion on what you like, what we're doing, what you don't, and any ideas you guys have for segments or anything like that. We're definitely open to hearing all of those things. So I'll probably drop my email in here, or our email in here at the end, and just kind of get an idea, if you guys have any ideas or whatever. But for now, we like the Skol Gauntlet thing, so we're going to keep doing that. Hey, Steve, so what's up? What's up? Hey, we're going to be talking a little bit later, I'm sure, huh? Anyways, let's just jump into our winners and losers of this game. Starting with, that's not the winners and losers. All right, winners and losers of this game. Let's go. Actually, you know what? Before we do that, I did want to bring up the stats real quick. Just go through those really quick. I got PFF as well. We'll run through all this real quick. I just like to do it. So Sam Darnold, 181 yards, 4 touchdowns. Obviously, stud. Could have had a lot more yards if he needed to, but we didn't. Aaron Jones, 19 attempts, 102 yards. Justin Jefferson, 6 receptions, 81 yards. Aaron Jones, 5 receptions, 46 yards. Obviously, Jalen Naylor, 31 yards, touchdowns from all 3 of them guys. Huge there. Andrew Van Ginkel, 6 total tackles, a tackle for a loss, 1 sack. Talk about an absolute stud. And we could talk about the pickups all day. Cam Bynum with an interception and pass defense. You got Gruger Hill, who looked really good, interception. You got sacks by Redmond, which is a really nice one, Van Ginkel, and then 3 from Grenard, which is huge. Going into some defensive grades here, Jonathan Grenard at the top, 73.6, goes into Harrison Smith, 73, Theo Jackson, 79.3, Cam Bynum, 67.1, Josh Metellus, 66. On the bottom, 50.9 out of Patrick Jones, 50.5 out of Harrison Phillips, which is crazy because I thought Phillips was having a really good game. At least I felt like he was putting on the pressure, but PFF you can take with a grain of salt sometimes. Brian Asamoah, 49.6, Ward, 40.4, and then Byron Murphy, probably a deserving 32.6 on that. Other side of the ball here, You got Justin Jefferson, 78.8, Aaron Jones, 78.5, David Quisenberry, 74.7, Sam Darnold, 73.5, Christian Darrisaw, 71.9 on the bottom five, Nick Mullen, 60, that one play that gave him a 60, Robert Tonyan, 58.5, Munt, 54.9. Nothing. That's one thing about this whole situation. Like, look at all our tight ends just sitting at the bottom. That's not going to be the case once TJ Hawkinson is back.
Yeah. Though the bullet to Munt to hang on to that. And
That was impressive. That was impressive. Anyways, let's get into. Let's see. This is this one right here. We'll get into our winners and losers, starting with the winners, and that is, like we've already talked about, the coaching, Brian Flores, Kevin O'Connell. I mean, you might as well just stick Kwesi in here too. I know people were worried about Kwesi and everything and whether he's going to get extension at the end of the year or not. We're all talking about this before the season started. At this point, in my opinion, I'm like, you just give everybody extensions and make sure Brian Flores doesn't leave and never gets a head coach job again, even though I'm rooting for him. I want him to, kind of, but I'd also love him to just stay here forever. And then with Kwesi, I mean, what else is there to say? The three big free agent pickups right when on the first day of free agency, Jonathan Grenard, Andrew Van Ginkel, and Blake Cashman, and each of them have had the biggest games. Week 1 with Van Ginkel, week 2 with Cashman, and then week 3 with Grenard. Huge, huge, huge. But where are you at with the whole coaching situation?
I mean, as you know, I've always been a Kevin O'Connell guy. Last season at the beginning of the year with all the fumbles, I was very critical of him. And I think a lot of people were critical of some of the things he did last year. Just from, I mean, I know people have talked about it a lot, from the quote unquote aura or just the culture that he's built here. And people even talking about it after yesterday's game. Just Aaron Jones saying this is one of the best teams, most fun teams he's been a part of, saying he's talking to his mom and telling her something just feels different about where I'm at right now. And that all has to do with Kevin O'Connell and Kwesi, especially just from a team perspective in general. And Kevin O'Connell, now that he has the pieces he wants here and a quarterback that can move a little bit and, a little better along the offensive line, he's finally coaching an offense. I think we're finally starting to see how good of an offensive mind Kevin O'Connell is.
Facts.
And one of the things people say sometimes he gets too cute. I thought that whole triple reverse pass down the field thing was super cool. It ended up contributing to a touchdown, being a goal line pass interference call that led to a touchdown right after that.
Yeah.
I love what they're doing. And then Brian Flores just, again, has the pieces he wants, the attitude of this defense, aggressiveness, and it's aggressiveness, but it's smartly aggressive, right? He's doing a great job of hiding your weaknesses, because I still don't necessarily think the corners are that great, which I saw Nick Riley talk about earlier, and we'll get into what's his name, can't think of it, Byron Murphy. We'll get into a little bit later here. I do still think the corners are one of the weaker parts of the team. But with the pressure Brian Flores is bringing with these pieces, I think he's doing a phenomenal job of hiding our weaknesses. And then, not to be forgotten, Coach Hat on the special team side, Will Reichard's a confident-ass kicker. Ryan Wright has been, this last game was one of the best games I've ever seen him punt. He was booming them down. We had one at our own goal line, boomed it to their side of the field. Some excellent stuff there. And then the coaching, and I guess it's the smarts of a Ty Chandler to be ready to be out of bounds if that ball didn't go out of bounds on its own, so he could touch it down, technically out of bounds, and get the ball at the 40. Just really smart playing, and just, it's smart football. It's smart, organized football, much different than what we saw beginning of last year with all the turnovers. So, and it all starts at the top. It all starts with Kwesi, Kevin O'Connell, and goes down the coaching tree to every coach on this roster. And I think even guys like Josh McCown doing an excellent job, coaching up Sam Darnold. So this team does feel different, and it all starts with coaching. And as you said, and you know what, we'll save what I was going to say. We'll save that for the Skol Gauntlet, because I know it'll come up there. So yeah, excellent. Super happy with Kevin O'Connell, and we're finally starting to see Kevin O'Connell as one of the best young coaches in football. And you might not even have to say young in there. You might just be able to say one of the best coaches in football.
Yeah, best. Yeah, it's up there. I know, and it's funny because, we've liked him the entire time. The biggest thing with him was worrying about those mid games lows, and I always, and I would always say, like, is it him? Is it Kevin O'Connell? Is it a little, or Kirk Cousins? Is it a little both of them, or whatever? everybody has their opinions on that, I guess. But Kevin O'Connell this year has shown that he is not taking his foot off the gas at all, ever. And, one thing we're talking about Will Reichard, and to go to the end, that's one thing I love it. Because last year it was like, all right, first off, it was like we need to play to win, not to lose. And we need to put our foot on their neck. And then like, that's the stuff we've been saying the first 2 years with Kevin O'Connell. Like, who cares about sportsmanship? Maybe to some extent, but let's destroy a team. We were just not destroying teams the last 2 years. In 2022, like you said, it felt kind of like it didn't feel like this. It felt kind of like, are we a real team this whole time? I don't know. But it's because it was so close, and so many of those games, it was coming back. And this last game against Houston Texans destroyed them all 4 quarters. We go down there with which would have been like, we're up 31 to whatever, 7, right? 31. Yeah. 31 to 7, fourth down. Most of the time it's an obvious punt, and you bring Will Reichard out there. I get it. You want to bring him out there, just so he gets some kicks under his belt in the NFL. But for Kevin O'Connell to do that when you're already up 31 to 7, and for him to give him a chance at a 50-yard field goal, that's what I love. That's what we need out of our coach. We're not messing around here. He's not taking his foot off his gas. He's learned from these past couple seasons from doing that. And we're playing ball all 4 quarters. And after we got those first 2 touchdowns, there's that little lull, which happens. We're against a good defense. It's going to happen. But then we come out second half and not messing around. And same with what happened last week against San Francisco when we're making turnovers. This team's starting to come back on us. And then Kevin O'Connell and Sam Darnold get down the field in an important situation and end up scoring a touchdown there. So I don't know. Huge on Kevin O'Connell and Brian Flores, man. It's almost like makes you speechless, because we've never seen anything like this from our own team, let alone in general. There's not a single offensive coordinator that is even remotely excited to play us at all this year, because he can take any amount of talent, because from a talent standpoint, we're deep. I'd say that, but we don't have any superstars on our defense right now. And he gets absolutely everything possible out of them, and no quarterback's comfortable nope. with him. He's just a mastermind, man. This dude's an absolute defensive genius, and it's so crazy to watch. And honestly, if I was going to say the number one reason why I feel like this is so sustainable, I think it's because of him more than anybody.
Well, and as they say, defense wins championships, right?
And this dude's a mastermind. He's a mastermind, and it would really suck if he leaves. It would suck so bad. But hey, he deserves a head coaching job more than anybody, honestly.
Right. But also, what you do got to remember though is Kevin O'Connell. You do need a guy who is a very good leader, head coach, right? And we've seen, and
he's amazing.
Quote unquote quarterback whisperer, where we have seen, at least from some people's perspective, and maybe that could be another thing holding him back too with Brian Flores. Is he like a organizational leader, or is he just going to end up being your defensive coordinator? I'm not sure, but he definitely, after this, that's just how it works. If you're really good at your job as a coordinator, you deserve another shot as head coach. And I think he definitely will get that whenever whatever other topics get cleared out. But yeah, this is a guy that should have been a head coach this year probably, but yeah. It'd be nice to see him stick around a little bit, but yeah, we'll see. But either way, we love what's going on, and might as well just get that Super Bowl this year and just call it a.
And then and we'll get Sam. We have a Sam Darnold report for the. Actually, we got Sam Darnold right here. There he is. All right, Sam Darnold. Obviously, like I already said, 181 yards. That's not crazy, but 4 touchdowns, and most importantly, 0 interceptions, 0 turnovers. Like you said, there was a couple plays, mostly his little pitches that he was trying to do, which I'm still I'm a proponent of. You got to play your game. Hopefully, like Brett Favre's going to throw interceptions for days, but he plays his game. He's a gunslinger. That's what he does. If you pull his interceptions out of the way, his ass is probably not going to do the rest of the part.
Yeah, the shovel pass. The shovel pass though is the one that I'm just like, let's not do.
Well, both, yeah. And don't get me wrong, like the shovel, you got to be careful or whatever, and you got to be smart and da 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 da. I get it, but at the same time, Patrick Mahomes does it at a high level, and he converts. He does it smartly, so that's really important. And Sam Darnold, I would say both of those, I guess, weren't super smart. The first one specifically was a really bad decision.
Yeah.
It made you think of Nick Mullins last year when Nick Mullins is trying to get rid of the ball as he's getting sacked. And the second one was a little bit more fair. I think he had his guy a little bit more
legitimate
open.
shot to get it to
jump. Though it still was kind of freaky still, and maybe you don't generally would make that, especially after we seen him do it the first time. The other one people want to talk about was that spot screen that Powell got up and made a decent gain out of, which was he got hit in the arm. So I wouldn't really put that on him completely. So, but yeah, I mean, there's still a couple things with Sam Darnold, though. I mean, if we're going to be completely honest here, there's a couple things with him where you're like, okay, like, at some point in this season, it's not going to come your way and it's going to end up in a bad turnover. But no matter what, every quarterback in the league is going to have some sort of bad turnovers. It's just keeping those at a really low level. And outside of that one interception he had last week, he hasn't really made any like obvious mistakes that ended up in
and that comes down to coaching. Like Kevin O'Connell, I think he's putting him in situations where he doesn't need to make those panic plays and do something stupid. And as they talked about multiple times during the broadcast, that and Darnold even mentioned it after the game about the screen he just kind of threw into the dirt on third down there. And so they talked about it on the broadcast, and Darnold said it himself. He said he talks with Kevin O'Connell all the time, and they say, don't make a bad play worse, right? And if you're going to make mistakes, don't compound them. So that was Darnold's way of saying, like, you know what? The play's not here. Let's just punt and get our defense, who's playing phenomenal, back out on the field. Ditch this thing right away. Get off the field before anything worse happens, and keep going. So Darnold leading the league with 8 touchdowns right now and the 2 interceptions. And I know there may still be some Vikings fans, Darnold haters out there, but for most of you, I want to ask you one question. If you are a guy that doesn't fully believe in Sam Darnold, when he took that hit yesterday and he's laying on the ground and the training staff is out there feeling around at his knee, what was your initial thought? And were you at all nervous for the MRI result? I know I was. And that just goes to show. And I think, and maybe a lot of people learned how they actually feel about Sam Darnold during that moment and this morning, because that just goes to show what effect Darnold has had on this fan base. And the super cool thing, because I know there's a lot of fans unhappy when we brought him in and wondering if everything was legitimate or whatever. But when he came back into the game after missing that play, the ovation he got and everything, I don't know, man. I think Sam Darnold has won over the hearts of Minnesota, and Easily. It's early, and we're going to need to see if he can keep doing this game after game after game. But he's given me no reason to not think he can do it. I mean, he's done it against 2 of the better defenses in football. Yeah, right. I mean, you look at that schedule. There's some hard defense coming up, but these were the 2 that I was like 49ers and Houston. Those were the 2 I was worried about. So yeah.
It honestly gets, in my opinion, it only gets easier throughout the season. We did the 2 hardest games in the season, in my opinion, were those 2, and we're done, and we beat them. Packers, not worried. Obviously, we'll dive into that a little bit later, so I'm not going to go too much in that. I think Detroit is still obviously going to probably be the next most difficult ones on our schedule. Maybe Atlanta, but obviously Kirk Cousins, he ain't that guy. We already know. But no, just back to Sam Darnold's injury thing. Obviously, if you're a Viking fan, you got to, I mean, especially how this offseason has done with us, you're always expecting the worst, I mean, you try to be optimistic, but you're like, oh, here we go again. Like, wait, like you're going to go destroy, like you're a statement game where you're going to go from before the season 3 games ago. People thought you were going to have a top 5 pick. From now, after this game, people are going to look at you as legit contenders,
a legitimate top 5 team in the league.
Legitimate top 5 team in the league. Yeah, the complete opposite. And there it was. And then we're whooping ass. And then Sam Darnold goes down or something like that. It'd be like the most Viking thing of all time. So yeah, obviously, long story short, I was nervous, and luckily it didn't take long for him to have his helmet and walking around the sidelines, and he's back in. Of course, after the JJ McCarthy scare, he played the entire 2 quarters without even mentioning his knee. And then we come back and find out that, he has his meniscus tear or whatever. So even with Sam Darnold, you know, the worry wasn't over until we got the news today that ends up just being a bruise. Of course, also watching Jordan Love too, and with his MCL sprain, you know, it's just we a lot of stuff right in front of our faces as far as knees go we've been seeing so far in a short amount of time in this past 1 month. So, but yeah, he's good though. So we're good.
I love his mentality. Like, he's so cliche. Like, one play at a time. You know, just gotta take it one. Like, he's so cliche, but I really do appreciate that mentality with him, because that's the big thing with the quarterback position. You can't get too high and you can't get too low. And he does a really, really good job of staying even keeled, and the coaching staff definitely helps with that. So, yeah, very impressed by what Sam Darnold has done so far. Dude, keep it up, my man. Like this feels like, and again, sustainability. This is more sustainable than what we got from Josh Dobbs last year, obviously.
Way more. And Nick Mullins. And that's what people were. I was like, with this team, even if Nick Mullins comes in, you don't have a bad team, but it's not Sam Darnold. We knew this. We knew Nick Mullins. We knew, like, I was really surprised that there's a lot of pro Nick Mullins people after last season, because to me, he just proved he's not a starting quarterback for sure. Right.
I like him as a backup. I like him as a backup.
Cool with him as backup. I like that he's a gunslinger. I'd rather someone who's a little bit too fearless than too scared in the NFL, as far as like wanting to win games. But obviously, it comes with a cost. One last thing about Sam Darnold though is, like you were talking about, how you just got to be happy for a guy like him. Like, you can't even imagine being a number 3 overall pick, being a bust, you know, going to all these teams and your whole career has just been trashed pretty much. And then you come here, I can't imagine he's ever felt this way from a fan base before that is as behind him as we have been so far. But for him to hear everyone cheering for him when he got back on the field, that's something you got to feel for this guy, because that was probably I wouldn't be surprised if that was the best moment in his career, as far as like, oh man, like, we're doing this right now. So that was really cool to see, just for him in general. Let's keep on rolling here though, because it's hard, man. This is a big win. You got to talk about some of these guys. Yeah. And the next one we got on the list is no other than Justin Jefferson. Obviously,
minus 2 catches. Minus 2
catches.
Justin, hey, it is what it is.
But he's another guy that you're worried a little bit about his finger. Comes back and looks good. He'll be good to go. X-rays were negative on that, but 6 receptions, 8 targets for 81 yards. All those were in the first half. Nobody could cover him at all in the first half. The second half, we were already up by quite a bit, so there wasn't a lot of passes, but he did end up missing both those catches. The second one was a little overthrown, or a little thrown too far to the left, even though Justin Jefferson still catches that every single time. The first one was definitely a drop for him, which, of course, if anyone's disappointed, it's himself. But it didn't really matter. It didn't hurt us really at the end of the game here. But in the beginning, he was just destroying their defense. Like, you had one guy to watch other than Aaron Jones. I mean, you could say Naylor, whatever, but you know what I mean. There's one guy to watch here, and they could not cover him. He was just open that entire first half. So, man, obvious stud.
Yeah. There's not much more to say. Justin Jefferson's that guy, man. And yeah.
Let's go. Absolutely. Let's go. We'll keep these winners going. I'll let you start with this one here. Aaron Jones.
And again, something we didn't have last year was a run game. And Kevin O'Connell with no run game and backup quarterbacks. Kevin O'Connell did not feel, again, I think that's why he was so conservative sometimes. It did not feel confident in what he has. We finally have something here with Aaron Jones. 19 carries, 102 yards. The big one for me is 5.4 yards per carry. Basically, averaging out to a first down every 2 carries. And what he adds in the passing game, 5 catches, 46 yards, and that nice touchdown. Aaron Jones and his running ability, his elusiveness, his speed. He had the big, long touchdown run. How long was that one? It was 39 yards. Like, there's just what he brings to this offense that we didn't have last year makes it so much easier on Sam Darnold as a quarterback. Because now it's not just people aren't just predicting drop. Because I think there was one drive near the end of the first half where we threw the ball 6 times on the drive, and then that last drive you come back and you run the ball 5 times. It's just it makes the offense much more unpredictable and allows Kevin O'Connell to go deeper into his bag of play calling. I love and it was good again when Packers fans were mad that Aaron Jones left and now he's back and now he's here and they were super unhappy about that. So, oh man, I love me some Aaron Jones.
Hey,
Always did.
also,
He was one of the Packers I always liked. Like when he was playing, I was worried
yeah,
because
me too.
I know what he can do. So yeah,
Right,
Aaron
right. That's
Jones.
how I feel about him. That's like Jaden Reed now. I do like Jaden Reed, even though I hate every Packer. I like Aaron Jones. I always liked Brett Favre, and luckily, even though I was like Aaron Rodgers, I never liked Brett Favre. I kind of liked him, but hated him obviously. And then of course he comes to Vikings, so then I definitely liked him. One thing I did want to bring up because we had a couple bold predictions that hit. One, my guy Darren calling for the 50-yard field goal. We did say that, or what was it that? That we would end up winning this game from a Will Reichard field goal, but it would be a dagger, not a game winner. And you could say it was a little further than dagger. Another one I want to mention is I said 2 interceptions prediction. Casey, I'll make another. Let's go. I did say 2 interceptions for Stroud, which I said Harrison Smith and Van Ginkel, but I did say 2 interceptions. We did get 2 interceptions, so I'll take that one to the
Harrison
house.
Smith almost had one too. He almost had one.
I know Harrison Smith. Yeah, no, that was almost 3 interceptions, but CJ Stroud not throwing an interception since week 11 last year, and then ends up with 2 against us. That shows you enough about how this Brian Flores and this defense is going. But Aaron Jones, obviously, just like Casey said, absolute stud, brings a whole different dynamic. I know we have always had wide receivers that we wanted them to be part of the passing game. Guys like Delvin Cook, it was like, why are we not using him? I do think Delvin Cook was just kind of an all right passing back. But with Aaron Jones, you don't just got a guy who can run the shit out of the ball, but he's a legit pass catcher. And we're seeing a little bit of that already, including that one play, which was beautiful play call, the one that he ended up scoring on. With Justin Jefferson in the backfield, and Justin Jefferson kind of pulling everybody off of that area of the field, and then Aaron Jones coming in there, catching the ball, getting a touchdown. So big play there, but obviously this is huge. And that's another, just again, talking about Addison and Hawkinson coming back is massive, because now you just also have Aaron Jones here, which is the big difference from a season ago. So huge. Again, everybody, I see Tony's hashtag Skol giving away the Jordan Addison rookie card. He's playing this week. I can feel it. So get the hashtag Skols in the comments, like the video, and subscribe if you haven't already. Let's keep it going here. We got Jonathan Grenard and the defense. He deserves his own, but we're going to clump this in together because I could have picked almost everyone on the defense besides maybe the one guy on our losers area here. But Jonathan Grenard, 3 sacks all over against his old team. And one of those sacks was monstrous. And dude, just a stud game. It was nice to see. What's your thoughts on him and just the defense in general?
Yeah, I think it was because I think they put the rookie tight end in to block him. And I think he said after the game, he's like, they put a rookie tight end in to block me. He's like, I felt dizzy. He's like, to me, that's disrespectful. So yes, I'm happy I got the sack there. Yeah, monster game by Grenard. And again, Kevin O'Connell said it too. It's like early on, he had 5 pressures the first game. I think he may have had a sack last game. He had more pressure. I think he had 5 pressures this game along with the 3 sacks. So, I mean, it was one of those things where you knew eventually the stats were going to come, right? Like, because he had career high 12.5 sacks last year. We're seeing everything he can do. He made an impact day out. He made an impact in the first 2 games. You just didn't see the stats go up. Now you're starting to see that all pay off. And Jonathan Grenard was an excellent signing, a little bit cheaper than Daniil. You were able to afford so much more without having to pay Daniil Hunter. Yeah, love me some Jonathan Grenard. Seems to be a good locker room guy. Him and Van Ginkel for the next couple of years, along with Dallas Turner and Pat Jones, who stepped up this year too.
Yeah, and then Blake, and that's what the Quezzy thing, like Blake Cashman, and then Harris Smith. What's that?
Skyuma.
Oh, I thought you said I was like, dang. What?
No, let me some Blake Cash.
I know. Harrison Smith, obvious. I mean, Buddy is, as soon as you're like, he's stepping on the door to his retirement here, he's showing up in these first 3 games all over the place. Like you said, almost that interception, but huge block or huge batted ball. And then not even that, there was that other play too where he got in there and CJ Stroud which CJ Stroud is impressive. Like him he just could see Harrison Smith come in and had to do like a rainbow throw. Ended up just not being a great throw though, because that's tough. That's the impact that Harrison Smith put on him. But what a stud in this defense in general. Like we talk about how good Brian Flores is, and it is true, but you do have to talk about the talent on this team and just like we talked about before, we lost one of them in Daniil Hunter, but we end up grabbing Jonathan Grenard, Van Ginkel, and then drafting Turner. And we felt like that was easily a better trade off for us. Even just Grenard and Van Ginkel over Wanham and Hunter, just for the fit of Van Ginkel in this defense. And you're seeing that everywhere. Van Ginkel is stuffing all over the stat sheet every single game so far this season. So, man, hats off to the defense. And that's ultimately, that's why this is sustainable. And we've mentioned it already. So let's keep it. Yeah, let's keep it going. Let's keep it going. All right, I'll let you get to your guy here, and that is Will Reichard.
I do love me some Will Reichard. I mean, as Darren said as well, 58-yard field goal. The kid's confident, man. And this we haven't seen this from a Vikings kicker in a while. So much just like, I don't know, man. I don't even know the words to describe it. Will Reichard, I love the guy. It's so nice just to have a kicker who you don't like. When he went out there for the 58-yarder, I felt calm. Like, I know it wasn't a big time kicker, I think, right? We were already winning that game handily, but I just felt calm. Like, I felt like he's hitting this one, and I know it, and he did. And Will Reichard, man, it's again nice to have a kicker that you don't need to worry about. So that's where we're at with him,
dude. Already,
there's no concern that he's gonna miss.
Yeah, and of course, I mean, he's gonna miss one here and there, whatever. That's what it is. What it is. Of course,
I don't think so. He won't miss kick this year. Bold prediction.
Hey, let's go. Bold prediction. Will Reichard's not gonna miss a single kick this year. Let's fucking go. That's what we're talking about. One thing, and just this is the defense thing. I did want to hit on this 1 second, and just to finish Will Reichard, obvious. I mean, nailing everything. You're feeling it's so, like Casey said, it's so nice to be like, oh, Will Reichard, and you're excited. Like, when do you have a kicker that you're excited to see? Like, this dude's got to be already the most popular kicker in the NFL. And I mean, as far as just quotable, and he doesn't even need to say anything. Dude says a couple words, and it's just like, all right, like put that on a t-shirt or whatever. And he's just marketable for whatever reason. And it's cool to have like jerseys. Everybody's going to want a Will Reichard jersey. If there's one guy on this team that you want, like, it'd be cool to have a Will Reichard jersey.
Oh, for sure.
It just would.
Sure.
It just would be. So he's cool there. But I did want to hit this real quick because I do think this is good. Piss. My bad. Ivan Pace, you're a G. Pace and Hill going to be rotational more now. And that is a really good, because in the first, we love ourselves some Ivan Pace Jr., but in the first couple of games, he's been all right. Last game was kind of definitely a down game for him. He's playing against a tough offense. It's fair. Grugier-Hill comes in, has a really good game, has that pick, and almost what I call us biased, whatever. I'm sure everyone in the chat agrees with us. A fumble or a forced fumble that I feel like should have been a fumble. He definitely had possession of the ball, whatever. So now it is interesting to see if you do see a little bit more of a rotation with Hill and Pace, or if Pace is just going to be able to come in and just be that kind of full time in that position there. Yeah. Because Grugier-Hill did kind of prove in his shoes that he deserves some more reps probably. So that's an interesting one there. So let's keep going. Did you guys see the Chris Long video calling Flores defense the purple haze? I did not see that. I like it. The purple haze. Let's go. All right. We better just get through some of these losers real quick, starting with Bradbury and Ingram. Pass blocking specifically, they've been all right in the run game. Their pass blocking hasn't been great. I did talk about, actually, let me just to show you guys one more time here.
I mean, and while you're looking that up, I mean, the one play that really does stick out to me was one of the Sam Darnold sacks. I think it was actually Daniil Hunter that got the sack on him. Darnold wasn't able to step up and escape because Ingram had let his guy past him. Like, it's not great. I mean, obviously we knew coming into this, especially in the preseason, we knew that Ingram probably wasn't going to be it. And we're kind of seeing that now, like you said, especially because him and Bradbury are fine in the run game, but from a pass blocking perspective.
Well, as you can, and then just to show, I talked about the PFF stuff, but Ed Ingram, as you can see, their run blocking 71.6, Garrett Bradbury's 81.3, but when it comes to pass blocking, Ed Ingram with a 39.1 and Garrett Bradbury with 28.8 has not been good for them for the majority of this. majority. I'm trying to find which one is it right here. For the so far in the first 3 games of the season, they've been obviously we've talked about them as our losers in every single game this year. And it kind of just feels the same thing. You do hope that when Reisner comes back, Reisner wasn't anything too crazy, but he's very solid, and he was better in the pass game than he was in the run blocking game. And I do think, yes, we do need good run blocking, and Eddie Ingram has shown some of that. But you kind of feel like you'd like to get Reisner in there and just at least hold that right side. And you have Gary Bradbury, you have him. It is what it is. So as long as you get 2 solid players next to him, hopefully he can hold his own in the pass blocking, but hasn't been great so far. And then going to another one. Hey, Skol Mafia in the building, my guy. Let's go. George Blunt, I saw you early, bro. Welcome in. And there, Brian Murphy was cheeks, Ingram was cheeks, Bradbury killed 2 drives. Yeah, and Bradbury had a couple false starts or whatever. But yeah, that does bring us to the other loser here, and is Byron Murphy Jr. ultimately allowing that 1 touchdown to who did get that touchdown? I don't remember who got it, but
he only had 1 passing touchdown, so it was Cam Akers.
Cam Akers, that's right. So yeah, that one, the interception that should have been the easiest interception of his career, ends up not bringing that down.
Yeah, then he let Nico Collins get open on one of his catches. It just wasn't a good day, and he's been kind of inconsistent since honestly going back to last year even.
Right. And that's what we've talked about. Like last season, when we're talking about, we made our top 10 video before this one. And we're like, last year we went into the season with Byron Murphy and Caleb Evans as our top cornerbacks. And now you can see like the mistake that was, but either way, hopefully he can get it. He can, turn things around a little bit. We've seen a little bit of good things from him last year, but as far as yesterday's, he definitely makes the losers on a day where there isn't very many losers. So
right, for sure, yeah. But
so not bad,
not great. But hey, only a couple losers that we had to talk about. Can't complain.
Yeah, I mean this season. We gotta dig for losers. That's how you know it's good. And you gotta I could have made. We already had 6 winners because I couldn't choose 3 of them or whatever. So it's and I could have chose even more winners than that.
For sure.
Let's switch back over to this right here. Boom, boom, boom. Top 3 plays of the game. We got a video for you guys. It's going to run right through. Here's our top 3 plays from yesterday's domination. It was, again, just like the winners. This was a really tough one to pick the top 3 plays, but we did it anyways. So let's see what we got here. 3, 2, 1, let's go.
Number 3.
5 defensive backs for the Vikings. Deep drop for Stroud. Step and throw, and it's intercepted. Cameron Bynum with the pick. Stroud said, that one's on me.
Number 2.
Today, they're confident even if he's not making a lot of plays.
Jones busting to the clear. Jones.
Number 1.
3rd and goal. Darnold out of the pocket. Darnold will throw. Touchdown. Open. And the Vikings cash in.
Get out of the pocket and knew he needed to get to a void. Find a place that's open.
Isn't it nice to have a quarterback that can move a little bit?
Yeah, and just throw an absolute dime too on that one. And that's the thing. They talk about on the broadcast. You can't, and again, that's something that comes with having a quarterback that can move and can create on the run. Is you can't cover Justin Jefferson that long one-on-one. Mm-hmm. And we saw that. Eventually, he was able to find the open spot in the defense, catch the ball, and the rest is history, right? Like having a quarterback that can do what Sam Darnold does is so helpful.
Yeah, dude, it was, and everybody in here, I knew it was tough to pick these top 3 highlights. It was tough. And I know Grenard, I could have picked any one of his sacks. He did have that one monster sack that I mentioned earlier. The only reason why I went with one of the interceptions, there's 2 reasons why I went with that one specifically. One is he didn't throw an interception since week 11 of last year. So it was a big deal to get an interception out of him in this game. And then 2, the reason why I picked that one specifically is because the first one got batted it in the air. This one was a straight up interception thrown by CJ Stroud, who Brian Flores' defense was in his head all game long. And it was the type of interception where you're just like, this team is it. At this point in the game, like you're already beating them all game offensively and defensively, and then you just make him throw a bad pass that's an interception, something he hasn't done since week 11 last year. That's the reason why I had to go with that one. The Johnny Munt catch was absolutely unbelievable too. 3 guys on him. Perfect throw, even a better just catch and hands. And you could have picked tons of these plays. And Aaron Jones probably would have been number 1 if he actually would have scored there. But then I had to go with Justin Jefferson then because I love to see Sam Darnold run outside of the pocket and throw that touchdown to Justin Jefferson, who also came back and set up that play really nice. So those were the thoughts on that. But
yeah, for sure. But anyway, top 3 plays, like you said, hard to pick 3, but they all contributed to a nice 34.
Yeah, you could have done like a top 7 on this one, to be honest, at least. But that's how it's been every single week, man. It's been awesome.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, time to get to the next spot here, and that is the gauntlet. Hold on a second. Let me redo that. That is the. Oh wait, it's quiet. Let me try it one more time. Just one more time. Everybody's in here, right? One more time. There we go. There we go. The gauntlet.
It'll be smoother next time.
Feels. Hey, you guys. Hey, luckily you guys are in here every single week. You all forget about that. Anyways, we're in the gauntlet. Made some graphic changes here. Yeah, making things look a little nicer, I believe. But before we jump into this, everybody, again, Jordan Addison rookie card. Get the hashtag Skols in the comments, like the video, and subscribe. All those good things. This week, we're doing the 30 seconds apiece. 30 seconds to Casey, 30 seconds to me on each one of these topics. We'll go one after another. All that good stuff. Casey, let me know when you are ready to get going on this.
All right, let's roll.
All right, 3, 2, 1, boom.
So I mean, the obvious answer is to give the game ball to Sam Darnold because just how well he played, the injury coming back. But no, I'm going to give mine to the other side of the ball. I am going to go with Jonathan Grenard against his former team. They figured, we don't want you. We're going to pay more money. We're going to bring in a Danielle Hunter because we think that's an upgrade. And all he did is came here, put a bunch of pressures on the board, and now he finally got home with 3 sacks. One of them, as Nick Riley said, being an absolute monster sack. I love Jonathan Grenard, man. He was a great signing, and yeah.
Yeah, and obviously you could go Sam Darnold. You can go with Jonathan Grenard. I'm gonna just game ball. Obviously, the coaches are the ones handing it out. Kevin O'Connell's the one handing it out, but I gotta give this game ball to Kevin O'Connell, the coaching staff in general, Kevin O'Connell and Flores. It was masterclass on both sides of the ball. You could not call a better game when you're missing Jordan Addison, TJ Hawkinson, Ivan Pace Jr., and Dallas Turner, 2 important players from each side of the ball there. So, biggest loser. Oh wait, this is you, biggest loser. Here, I'll stop it real quick. What do you here? Hold on, 1 second. Big railing. Come on, guys. Review your quarterback predictions this week. They were good. I said CJ Stroud less than 300. I said CJ.
Is he talking that, or is he talking like overall like Sam Darnold predictions and stuff?
Come on, guys. Let's review your quarterback predictions this week.
Maybe it was the underdog ones. I don't know.
Oh, the underdog ones?
Let us know what you're thinking there, Big Ray. We'll talk about it. All right. Anyway, biggest loser. Go.
All right. Hold on. Boom.
I'm going to give my biggest loser to Byron Murphy, of course. Like I said, I still feel like cornerback is the weakest part of this team. We don't have a stud there. We have some solid pieces. But Byron Murphy, a guy that we were like excited about when we signed him last year, has not been impressive whatsoever in his first 2 seasons. I mean, he's been solid. He's been, serviceable. But this game, I think you're kind of starting to see his weaknesses a little bit. I know that he's kind of mainly a slot corner guy this year. But, yeah, I was not a fan of how he played yesterday.
Byron Murphy would have probably been mine as well. Like you said, he's your third cornerback. You got Evans in there. We're not seeing much of him, but we didn't really feel like he's that guy either. Like I already mentioned, those are the starting quarterbacks last season. We got to feel really good about Stephon Gilmore and Shaq Griffin. Luckily, Byron Murphy isn't having to guard like their best players on there. And then obviously just going back real quick to the offensive line with Ed Ingram and Garrett Bradbury, something that's like the one spot you might need to change something.
Sure.
Start and
Big
sit.
Raylan, thank you for the 199. Oh, so he was talking about the underdog picks. Okay. Yeah. They may not have been
They were not great. I'll give you that. They were not great. Especially the Sam Darnold one, which actually we'll get into in a second here, which comes from
Did you
us
get rid of our
winning too
background?
hard. Did I?
You did.
Boom. All right,
There we
we're
go.
right here anyways. There we go.
All right. Start, sit.
Yeah, we can get into that in a second here. All right, start, sit, ready? Three,
Sure.
2, 1, go.
I'm going to start with my sit, and I'm going to follow the same place I went last week. I am going to go with Ed Ingram at right guard. I mean, I think Dalton Reisner is a better pass blocker than he is a run blocker, but while we're running the ball better, we're still a pass happy offense. So I need to see there be an upgrade over Ed Ingram. Too many mistakes. So I need to see Dalton Reisner whenever he's healthy and start. I think everybody who is starting should be starting. So I'm not changing anything on that starting lineup whatsoever.
To start, or so sit. We've talked about it every single week, just like you. It was right as soon as Reisner's healthy, you got to put him in that Ed Ingram spot, in my opinion, as well. And then sitting wise on defense, like Byron Murphy, like you're gonna keep playing him. As far as starting goes, I do want to see some nudity. I wish they would give him some sort of playing time. You're not seeing a lot of from Mike or from Evans, but it would be nice to see him actually have a shot, even for that third cornerback at some point in the season. Boom, let's go.
All right.
All right, let's keep it going here. Let's keep it going with Sam Darnold report. 3, 2, 1. Boom.
Obviously, the report today is Sam Darnold is fine. He's not going to miss any time, and he will be playing this weekend, which is awesome. I mean, Sam Darnold, we've kind of talked ad nauseum about it today and so far this season. Sam Darnold gives his team the best chance to win, and he has a real chance to keep this team competitive. And as long as he can keep this going, which I don't see any reason why he can't, he's going to earn himself a big, big contract. And it might not be here, but a team that I've thought yesterday, and Ben Lieber affirmed my thoughts this morning, watch for the Rams. Watch for the Rams to be in play for Sam Darnold next year.
I could see that one, even though, I mean, you're seeing a lot of good stuff on Matt Stafford, but
He's
keep going. I mean, 24 seconds here. Sam Darnold, I mean, we've talked about him so much already. He's looking like the quarterback better than what we could have wanted out of him so far. He's still making a couple mistakes that we've seen that could kill us in games at some point in the season. I wouldn't say we're at some sort of point yet where we're like, yeah, we got to extend him. I still doubt that even happens, but overall doing a great job. And I mean, we can go anywhere with him. All right, now to the next one. What we got here? Our Vikings Super Bowl contenders. 3, 2, 1. Let's go.
In the eyes of us, and in the eyes of smart non-national media football people who are told what to say, yes, absolutely. I mean, how can they not be? Offense has been very, very well coached and very efficient. Defense has been, I mean, we're allowing 10 points a game or something like that. Defense has been absolutely phenomenal. What else do you need to make someone a Super Bowl contender? Oh, Sam Darnold, we need to see it more consistently. Well, you got to take with what you get right now. And as of right now, from what we've seen, absolutely the Vikings are a Super Bowl contender.
Dude, and I mean, like I already said, this is the best we've seen this season. It's the best I've probably seen to start to a Viking season so far. And that was without Jordan Addison and without TJ Hawkinson, which is a massive deal. And I talked about it already, that's something the media needs to, I mean, it's one thing for us to go and win these games the way it is, but it's another to do it without those two players. And when they come back, I think we're absolutely contenders if we're not already.
Oops. All right. KOC, Quasi extensions. Whenever you're ready to hit that button for me, let's go.
All right. 3, 2, 1. Boom.
So ownership has already said that they're basically putting any extension talks off till after this season.
Yeah.
But I think you got to open those up again. I mean, especially Kevin O'Connell. I mean, he's been coaching this team phenomenally. We've seen and heard about the growth over the first 3 seasons. Now we're finally starting to see it all come to fruition. Quasi drafting, sure, but free agency signings are amazing, especially undrafted free agency. And I think it's weird. Extend KOC, but not Quasi. Like usually when a GM comes in, they want their own head coach. So I think you got to make a package deal, and I think you got to extend them both. Do it now.
Yeah.
I don't care.
I wish, I know it's not going to happen until after the season, but before the season started, it was all about like, hey, we're going to extend Kevin O'Connell. I was saying that I think if you extend Kevin O'Connell, you extend the guy that brought him here in Quasi, and just because of his one draft, and then also them both getting Brian Flores here, but even because of his one draft, he's been an amazing GM, in my opinion, on every single aspect outside of that first draft. So if I could, I'd give them both extensions right now. All right. Week 4
4
predictions. Obviously, Green Bay this week, the big one here. Boom. Let's
Very
go.
nice to have the game in Green Bay be not at the end of the year again, so we get to go there with a little bit nicer weather. My week 4 prediction is more of what we've seen. I think it's going to be a really, really good game. I think Jordan Love's going to play, and it just feels like he's going to have one of those superhuman come back from your knee injury and put up some points and put up a really good game type of performances. Their defense is solid. They have a lot of good pieces there. Jair Alexander did have the pick 6. Justin Jefferson's going to prove he is better, and he's going to come out and have a good game. Vikings are going to win this game. It's going to be tightly contested, but we still win.
Let's go. Alrighty. I'm going to come out with the W. Now, the big question is it going to be Jordan Love or Malik Willis? I say, and they're saying we're going to have to prepare for both of them. I say, don't worry. I know Malik Willis had a solid game. He screwed us on the under, as Big Railing would say. I thought that was an obvious under. Unfortunately, the Colts suck, and Anthony Richardson has not been looking as the guy. But at the end of the day, just worry about Jordan Love. I'm not worried about Malik Willis. He can run. That's about it. I'm not worried about the pass. I think this is going to be – it's definitely going to be it's going to be the easiest outside of the Giants, who had a big game, obviously. This one's going to be the easiest game we've had in the last 3, for sure, in my opinion, especially if Malik Willis is starting in this game. So –
But I mean, but Tweeble, this is a different beast, though. It's not just that's what we were talking at work. Like, the Vikings are playing well. Do you rush Jordan Addison back? It's like, well, yeah, they are playing well, but this is a divisional game. This is extra important to try to win this one, especially with if you look at the Packers' perspective, especially with how good we are to play the Vikings at home. You're supposed to win your home games and your home divisional games. I think if Jordan Love is ready to go and they think he gives them the better chance to win against his Vikings team, I think they would take the risk and put him out there because this is such an important game.
Dude. Yeah. I mean, this is good. They've won two games, especially, well, no matter what you should. If you're against Malik Willis, maybe you don't. I don't know. But it sounds like he should be good to go. We got to make a statement. Let's keep making this statement. Let's be the last 3-0 team, or last undefeated team, I guess I would say. And going to Lambeau and beating Green Bay, like if there's one game every single year on the schedule you want to win, it's in Lambeau, in Green Bay against the Packers. And if Jordan Addison he just sprained his ankle. It wasn't a high ankle sprain on this one, as far as I know, right? I don't think it came back. At least they never said it was high ankle. So it shouldn't take more than a couple weeks to heal anyway. So I think he should just be ready. I don't think we need to shelf him any longer. And then same with Dallas Turner and Ivan Pace. We didn't even know about Ivan Pace's injury prior to we kind of heard a little bit about it, but we didn't think he was going to be out until, Friday or whatever. And then Dallas Turner, it sounded like there was a chance he could have played last weekend, but they decided to push that off of a week. It would be nice to see all 3 of them come back. And with Jordan Addison, if he's good to go, get him out there, because that, not just that, Jalen Naylor has came in and done a fantastic job. He has 3 touchdowns, but outside of those, you're not seeing him getting super open. It's kind of the Justin Jefferson and Aaron Jones show without Jordan Addison out there. And we did see that little lull after the first 2 touchdowns that were because of turnovers, and we were in their red zone, started on their side of the field. And during that stretch, it was kind of like it would be really nice right now if we had someone else like Addison and Hawkinson out there, because with Justin Jefferson getting wide open as he is, with them knowing Justin Jefferson's going to get the ball here, having Addison should bring just another level to this offense by himself. And then when TJ Hawkinson comes back, who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows?
Hey, what's going on, Justin? Thanks for hopping in, man.
Hey, my guy, let's go.
Saw you were live earlier.
We have more talent on both sides of the ball, dude. I think the Packers were already overrated. Obviously,
it's gonna be a good game. I think it's gonna be tightly. It's a divisional game. They always are. I think you're getting 2 really, really good young offensive-minded head coaches going against each other. I think the biggest thing is going to be which defensive coordinator, because they made the switch after last year. Which defensive coordinator can out scheme? And I'm taking Brian Flores 10 times out of 10 in that. Yeah. Argument.
Well, that's what I'm saying, especially if it's Malik Willis. Come on, Brian Flores versus Malik Willis. And same with Jordan Love. Obviously, Jordan Love had a really good stretch at the end of the season last year. He destroyed us and Brian Flores, I guess, but our defense is better, and it has more Brian Flores types players in it. There's no question it's better. The first game for Jordan Love was kind of rocky, and the reality is Jordan Love is still a not very experienced quarterback. So even if he does play a Brian Flores defense, if it gives other people headaches, it's still going to give him headaches, I think. But if it's Malik Willis, I think there's no question. You don't lose it against Malik Willis. We're not the Colts. We just talked about being a top 3 team in the NFL right now. So if not, I mean, we've had the best start out of any team in the NFL for sure. We're overrated. Yes. Oh yeah. Easily overrated, Steve. You're going to get some of that coming in here, even though you're my guy. Though. You're my guy.
But if you look at it,
I think they're overrated. Who?
Well, yeah, exactly. It was honestly just like looking at the Texans last week. They've beaten the Colts and they've beaten the Titans. They beat the Colts by 6, and they blew the Titans out. But it's the Titans. It's Will Levis.
Yeah, that's
my guy. Will Levis, and it's my guy Will Levis and the Titans.
Like they've lost.
You haven't beaten anybody. The Vikings have.
Right. Literally 2 of the top 5 teams in the NFL. The Packers have beat 2 of the worst teams in the NFL this season. So that is, I mean, in my opinion, that's, I mean, and then who did they lose to? That was week Eagles, which obviously good team. And it was a good game too. It was a good game. Yeah. So I mean, I still think the Packers are overrated, but I always think they're overrated. So I mean, take it
the Packers and their
Steve, because I'm always going to say overrated, but
the Packers and their bevy of number 2 and 3 wide receivers.
Yeah. I like Jaden Reed there. I don't know. I was not afraid of them. I'm not afraid of them. I think our defense is better, like you said. If Jordan Love's out there, if he is the guy that all Packer fans really think he is, then, we always have to be careful against any of those type of quarterbacks. But so far, we haven't let that get in our way, even though it was, young CJ Stroud, young Brock Purdy, Super Bowl experience though, and stuff like that. We haven't really faced an experienced, really good guy.
Which is why, I mean, this next couple of weeks are going to be, a divisional game on the road. Then in London, you played Aaron Rodgers. And I think I saw a comment earlier that, this defense has been taking advantage of younger quarterbacks. But when you get to Aaron Rodgers, it'd be really interesting to see how Brian Flores, and obviously we'll have a lot of time to talk about that one. But
we'll go too far in this. We're gonna have a whole pregame show on Thursday, so we don't need to go too far into all of this. But Steve, definitely say, hey, Steve, this is the fun stuff. You can say it's fair. That's your team. I mean, we're gonna beat them, but I mean, our team's on fire right now. So, again, everybody, we're about to give away the Jordan Addison rookie card. So get those hashtag Skols in the comments, like the video, and subscribe. What you got, Casey?
Well, yeah, and like you said, we are on fire, right? So this does feel like one of those things where you might, like, the letdown might come in. But I think Kevin O'Connell mentioned it today. Just you're playing well, but not letting yourselves get too high and keeping the focus. And that's the one thing with this team this year is I think they're going to keep doing that. And Sam Darnold just seems like that type of guy who's going to lead that way. And then you're going to take on the attitude of your head coach, who isn't going to overlook an opponent, and you're not going to let what happened the first 3 weeks get you up here. Kevin O'Connell said it himself. He's like, it's Monday. We're on to the Packers now. We got to put this one in it was a fun win, put it in the back seat, and you're moving forward. So yeah. And that's why I don't think there's going to be a letdown here. I don't think this is like a trap game, letdown game or whatever. I think that Kevin O'Connell every week in, week out, is going to have this team ready to play. It just seems like a group that is focused, and that's huge.
Let me get this out of the way real quick. Yeah, dude, 100%. And obviously, again, we'll talk more about it later in the week here. For now, though, let's bring up the giveaway thing. We'll do the duck race. Everybody likes the duck race for the most part. So we'll do that. We pick 5 names, make it to the next round in the duck race. Let's get it going right away here. 3, 2, 1, let's go. Let me get this going at the same time. Nick Riley. Nick, you in here?
Yeah. He commented about 2 minutes ago.
Nick, he ain't leaving. Hey, this is our year. I didn't know I was gonna say that at week 3, but this is our year. Let's go. All right, let's keep it going.
Nick is a duck. Nick is a drunk or a duck.
Keep it going. Next one goes to boom, George Blunt. Are you in here, George?
Right at the very end. There we go.
Man, that's quick. He ain't messing around here. All right, let's keep going here. And we've got boom. Too Evil. Too Evil, you still in here? Too Evil, I think Too Evil always makes it. He's the one that isn't a big duck race fan, but he makes it into the duck race every single time.
Evil is here.
Mark Vail, do another hashtag Skol. It doesn't. If there's a lot in here, it doesn't go through everybody's name. So there's a good chance you're still in here, but make sure get another hashtag Skol in here. Make sure. I give it to Big Raylan. Dang. Okay. My guy. Let's go. Big Raylan. Gets George's here. Hey, Too Evil. Always getting in. Let's keep it going. We got 3 of 5. And we've got, saw you, Mark. Dan the man. Actually, I just sent a card. Are you still here? I sent a card out to him recently because he's won recently. Dan the man. By the way, yeah, so one funny thing. So yeah, our picks for underdog were not good last week. I got completely thrown off by those games. Research failed me, though we did win one of those fantasy draft ones, which is funny because it was the one that we ended up auto picking after we picked like the first 3 or whatever.
Yeah.
Which the other one we screwed up and it auto picked, which we knew for a fact CJ Stroud wasn't gonna be much, and obviously didn't.
What that one guy in our chat tell us? 300 yards and like 3 touchdowns or something.
Yeah. Yep. We said under 300. That's what I should have went. I should have went the under on CJ Stroud. I should have known. That would have been the thing to do here. Dan is here. All right. One more here. Let's go. Boom. But we're going to keep going. We've done good. That was a bad week. I shouldn't have went all quarterbacks. I knew that was a ballsy move, but whatever. We got it this week. Two-toned. You're in here, two-toned.
There we go. He just commented.
There he is. He's in
literally
here.
right now.
He's out of being here.
All right. That's our 5.
Two-tone. Let's go. All right. Let me bring up this duck race. We'll get into this. Boom. Let's go. Done. Here's the 5 names. 45 seconds. You already know. First place. Go a little bit closer here.
Ooh,
right off the rip.
there's some pretty nice. One shuffle.
You don't want to go the Ivan Pace Jr. route?
Oh, he didn't play.
He didn't play. He might play this week.
Maybe. Let's go. It's fine. I like them. They're all different.
All right, we're rocking with no shuffle. No shuffle.
Ducks
Let's
are cooling
go.
up.
3, 2, 1. Boom. I have Stroud and still one.
I'm going with Nick on this one. The top hat Duck's going to win.
Nick, I'm surprised you even started him this week against the Vikes. We got Dan in the lead, early lead, pink victory, Big Raylan. Hey, the pink duck hanging in the back here. That's not a bad thing.
I'm giving it to Nick. Top hat Duck's going to win.
That's what you got, top hat duck.
Fancy
Two-tone,
duck.
that dinosaur duck.
Oh,
I don't know. I think it's Big Raylan. I think Big Raylan's going fast to first or last to first. Oh, he's bouncing off the wall here. He's flying with 7 seconds left. Too Evil wants it though. No, Big Raylan wants it. The pink duck wants it. Big Raylan grabs it. Let's go.
Pink is in fact victory, George Blunt. Good call.
Pink is the victor, my guy. Obviously, we have all of your hoping for that. That's your first win on here? On the duck races. You've won before, right? Or is that your first win ever?
He won a shirt, remember?
No, he did win a shirt, but he gave it up, I think.
No, we sent it to him. Or did
He
buy one?
He bought one.
He bought one. Oh, okay.
By the way,
You guys saying those hats? Not these hats.
Not
but
these hats.
Gary asked about them earlier too.
Oh, did you? Oh, I missed that. So hats are supposed to be getting here this week. Are you guys sending those hats to Evil? Yeah. The hats should be here this week. I'm hoping you see us wearing them on Thursday.
Well,
yeah,
did you?
I don't know. I'm hoping so.
Because Because I assume you're getting them all. You're just gonna send me some, right?
Yeah. Oh, I mean, I'll be wearing. Hopefully, I'm wearing one by Thursday. And then if anybody, I leave. So next week. So obviously this week, Thursday, we're doing a weekly Thursday, our Thursday pregame show every single week here on out. Other than the following week, which Wednesday I leave to London for the London game. That means anybody who wants a hat, hopefully I have them. I'll definitely want to try to get those out before I leave. I'll be gone for like 10 days. We're still trying to plan for me to come on for a Monday post-game stream, and then it's bye week or whatever for after that game, wherever I may be at that point. I don't know yet, but we're going to be trying. So hopefully I'll be trying to do one from a different country at a super late time. Cost, it'll be $30.
No one's touching my helmet.
The hats are going to be $30, Big Raylan, including shipping. $30 including shipping.
Are the hats fitted? I think they're the kind that have like the little like strap in the back, aren't they?
Yeah, they're gonna be like this.
Are they?
Or I don't know. They're gonna be either Velcro or the strap.
I think they had the little strap in the back.
Yeah, I don't know. I was trying to look at it.
30.
Tell me what this channel is. Skol Fest. It's Mark. Hey, let's go. I'm Mark Phil. Which one are you?
Good thing you told. Yeah. What? Huh.
Good thing about
we met a lot of people. We met a lot of people at Skol Fest, so we're sorry that we don't remember you. And I'm sure I might have had a couple too many beers at that time too.
Oh, dude. Oh, bro. I appreciate you popping in. No, that's what I was. Man. I was thinking. Just not that was super obvious or anything like that, but no, dude. You're chill as fuck, man. I'm happy that you popped in here and hopped in with us, man. That was awesome for you to go in there, dude. Did you? You didn't probably go to the Houston game, so that just means that the luck, you don't have to go to the game for the luck or what? It looks like all we needed you to do is go to the first 2 games, and I think we're chilling here. I was going to buy a hat. Hey, appreciate you guys. Yeah, we'll get those. I got a call first dibs. We got 30 hats. That should be enough for now. And I have to wear flex. My head is alien shaped. Yeah, my head is small shaped, so I kind of had to get something that wasn't a fit all for me because my hat's already like dangling here.
What time on Thursday?
Let's go.
6 Central, Maddie.
Let's go, dude. Hey, man, that's awesome. I was wondering where you came from. I forgot what your name was when you told me what your name was in your username was. I forgot what it was, but let's go. I'm glad you're in here. 6 o'clock.
6 Central. The only time zone that actually matters. 6 Central.
Yeah, 7 Central for me. How about the headphones? These things, you can have them. I paid like $20 for these because my other one's broke. Even though you'd still probably take them. Yeah, so 6 Central. Monday, both are Mondays and Thursdays, same time, 6 Central every single time. We trying to stay consistent with all of that. He's like, oh, I was rocking snapbacks. I know I can't do it. I can't pull them off. Unless, I mean, pretty much, maybe. They just, the plastic thing has to hang off a little bit too much for me. I'll buy one anyways. Call me a buckethead. Well, it should work, I think. It's adjustable hat, an adjustable hat. So I'm hoping so. Can I claim in that room, in Casey's room?
Nothing.
You can have his white helmet.
No. No one's touching that. No one's getting to touch that bad boy. That's mine.
All right, everybody. We're on hour 20. We appreciate everybody being in here. Mark Phil, it's cool to see you pop in, man. I hope we keep seeing you. Big Raylan, my guy. Hey, congratulations. Appreciate the super chat as well. Hats. Hopefully you see me wearing one on Thursday and they'll be officially up for sale. I'll get with the Will the Thrill t-shirt. Will y'all be getting out? Hopefully. I mean, we could probably come up with something. I don't know how that works.
Yeah, I know.
I don't know how that works. How people get some of these guys on there, unless you just get like the idea of the guy, not the actual picture of them. But we do need the Will the Thrill t-shirts. That'd be crazy. White helmet. Thanks, man. In case he has my address. No. He does.
No one's getting that. I'm sorry.
Hey, appreciate you.
Everybody watching us, but nobody's getting my shit.
I'm definitely gonna have to scoop. Hey, appreciate you guys, big time, big guy. Hey, sure. And Roger, hey, bro, you bringing that luck? You better go to the Packers game on Sunday. You better go to Lambeau. We need to keep that luck going. Actually, even though this feels like a season where we don't really need luck. I mean,
No, it's feel like a season where just pure talent.
We're
on your
just
team
good.
is done.
We just pure coaching
sure.
and talent, man.
Yeah.
So
But anyway, thanks everybody for joining. Vikings are 3-0. It's a great time to be a fan of the purple. And as we said, Thursday at 6 p.m. Central Time, we will be talking about going more in depth on the upcoming game in Green Bay against the Packers.
Casey's going to that one.
I am. Sure. I will be in Nashville that weekend for sure. But again, thank you everybody so much for hopping in. We will see you guys on Thursday.
Roger. Great one.
We're gonna have a video coming for you guys Wednesday as well. So keep an eye out for that. We'll be here live on Thursday. Make sure to join us then.
Let's go. Skol Vikes.